Hey y'all, hope you're doing well. First, I really want to thank you guys for being in community with me and subscribing to my channel, leaving a comment, even if you watched just a little bit of my video, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, just anything. I really appreciate it. It can really scare you when you start something new, so it's really nice to hear my husband doing laundry. We have no gender norms here. I know you can probably hear him, but and my family. But it's really nice to be in community with like-minded people and people who just want to learn and grow as I'm learning and growing too. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. We hit 800 subscribers. I'm really excited to be here and I hope you continue to learn and grow with me. Hello, this is your first video. My name is Deidre. I'm a content creator based out of Michigan. On my channel, you'll find information about natural hair and mom life. Haven't got a lot of mom life out there yet, but best believe it's coming because I am 27 weeks pregnant and I have a daughter who's 1.5, so I love sharing all things mommy. Best believe you'll see some mom stuff coming soon. So today I want to tell you about my final thoughts about the method, if I'll be continuing, how I felt about it going through, and just some things I've noticed or observed about just this entire detox challenge. So I thought instead of just doing a normal sit down video, I'd give you yet another wash and go. However, while I'm washing my hair, I'm going to be talking about the things I have observed and noticed during this challenge. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you're interested in my final thoughts, come along with me to the shower. Oh, I'll show you my hair before we get started. Okay, so now that my hair is thoroughly saturated, I can start talking about the first thing I observed. So the first thing I observed about this method, I'm using AG Balance, of course. The first thing that I observed about this method is that this is more than a 30-day commitment. Emulsify. This is more than a 30-day commitment. This isn't something that you can just try for 30 days and you can go about your way after that. If you really want to see your hair transform and if you really want to see certain results with your hair, you have to commit to more than 30 days. It's not just 30 days without raw oils, raw butters, that's it, I'm good, I learn my hair. If you really want to learn your hair and really want to see what your hair feels like without oils and butters and see what your hair responds to, what kind of products, not really products, but what kind of ingredients your hair like really cares for, it takes more than 30 days to truly assess your hair. Which leads into my second point about this being a complete mindset shift. And when I say they, I mean the creators of Black Girls Curls. They say it's a complete mindset shift in their See Some Curls courses, but it really doesn't hit you home until you're doing more research that this method isn't just about not using raw oils and raw butters. It's about doing your hair based on the ending result you want it to have, not just giving your hair what you think it needs based on everybody else. It's really about taking your hair, assessing it, seeing what it needs, and giving your hair what it needs based off that assessment. It's really different from, when I say traditional, I mean like LCO, LOC method of doing your hair. So another thing I learned about the 30-day hair detox is more about the community that surrounds it. Some people are, but it seems for the most part they're not so accepting of influencers. As an influencer who takes pride in actually really doing their research and fully diving in and committing to things, it seems sometimes a little disheartening when people are making fun of influencers who are genuinely trying, or people think influencers are just doing it for clout. But there are some who are. There are some who say they tried the detox and really didn't do it very well, didn't do it right at all. Now, when I say the influencer community, I mean people who are trying to make content around Black girl curls and don't really have the best knowledge of it, because even when I first started making content around the 30-day hair detox, I didn't know much about it. I thought it was just no oils, no raw butters, and I really had to dive into the See Some Curl courses and join the community and join the lives of Black Girl Curls and watch and read a lot more information about the process and the method. So even I was just looking at it from a surface point of view when I first started, and there are some influencers who only look at it from a surface point of view and then they're putting that information out there. So I see why the creators of Black Girl Curls in the community get frustrated with people doing that, because that's what leads to the misinformation. It's just, I guess it's just a catch-22 on both sides. I feel like it's a fault on the influencers sometimes, and it's a fault on the community as well. So I'm trying not to put all these points while I'm shampooing, because then it'll be boring, right? I love AG Balance, like. My hair section, I shampooed with AG Balance, and then I followed up with the Curl Fresh shampoo. And I will say AG sent this to me, so this was a gift. So I think I'm gonna do Boost on a few sections and then the other conditioner on another section. The Curl Fresh conditioner, just 1 squirt of Boost. So another thing I've noticed about this method is the state of your hair. The state that your hair is in before you get started matters a lot. If your hair is dehydrated before starting this method, if you were someone who used raw oils and raw butters every wash day, if you co-washed rather than using a shampoo, all that seems to matter in the ending result of how you want your wash and go, your twist out, your braid out to look. Your hair will not absorb as much water the first few times washing your hair. And that's why I say it really takes a few weeks, more than 30 days, to really test this method out. I wasn't someone who used a lot of raw oils and butters. I will say I use products with oils and butters in them, but I was never a person that just used straight shea butter or straight coconut oil or straight raw oils. I used to sell an oil actually that was formulated with avocado, jojoba, castor, extra virgin olive oil, and some Ayurvedic herbs, and it was pretty popular. A lot of people seem to like it. I loved it. But I stopped making it only because I had a baby and I got busy, not because of this method. Another thing I wanted to add about this method is, with anything in life, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Like, I noticed when I first started doing this method that it was harder for me to detangle my hair without a pre-poo, and now it's pretty easy for me to detangle my hair without a pre-poo. Clip this out the way. I'm going to use Boost on this section as well. I think I might use Boost on this section and Curl Fresh on this section, actually, just to see. Emulsify. Another thing I learned is that this method is not heavily reliant on products. It's more reliant on you using what you feel your hair needs and using it correctly and using the proper technique when doing your hair. It's not just, oh, I use this product and you use it and you're gonna get the same result. It's not how it works. It's more of, this is what I use, this is why I'm using it, this is how I'm using it, and this is the result I'm getting because of how and what I'm using. Not just use this and you'll get the same result I have. So for this section, I'm going to use the Curl Fresh conditioner. I use 1 pump the same way I use 1 pump of Boost. I'm going to make sure my hair is a little bit more wet, just to give it a fair shot. Emulsify. Another thing that I learned about this method, it has to do with the conditioning step, and I thought I'd mention it while conditioning my hair, is the actual setting of the curls starts when you're conditioning the hair. Not when you're shampooing, not when you're applying Uncle Funky's Daughter, but when you're actually conditioning the hair. Like, one thing my stylist did that I forgot to mention in my video is she was like doing what I'm doing now. She was finger combing my hair with the conditioner, and she was defining my curls as she was finger combing my hair. Which leads me to my next point. The water product ratio is everything. If you don't get the water product ratio right, it's going to be a struggle. You won't get the results you want if you don't have that right. And that was really hard for me to understand. It was something that I'm glad I saw a stylist for, and that's probably one of the reasons why people in this method recommend going to see a stylist, because it's really hard to feel what your hair should feel like from watching video. Like, however much water and product someone else needs is different. Like, how much water and product I need to get a good wash and go set is different than how much someone else needs to get a good wash and go set. So it really just depends on your hair, honestly. And that's one thing about this method. It's all dependent on your individual hair, not anybody else's hair, but your hair. So one thing I'm doing new is I'm applying all of Uncle Funky's Daughter to this section, and then I'm going to go through and just open up certain parts and make sure the product is distributed before I add more water. So as you can see, I'm gonna turn around. So as you can see, I can easily access my middle section, and I can easily make sure there's product all throughout this section of my hair. Now that I've added more water, my hair seems a lot more. You can hear like this squishy sound. So I'm gonna add a little more Uncle Funky's Daughter to the section. So now that I have enough water and product that I feel I need, now I'm going to go in with I Create Gold. Maybe like 1.5 pumps at first. See, hear that? Hear that? That's the sound you want. You want that squishy sound. Lastly, I'm going to use a little bit of the Deidreforever papaya slip. I'm going to use a full squirt of that on this entire section. And another thing I learned is that working in halves for my hair works a lot easier than distributing it all at the same time. So at first I was going section by section with Uncle Funky's Daughter and I Create Whole. But after doing it this way, it seems to be a lot easier to really know how much water and product my hair needs and not use too much water or too much product. And remember, this is not the styling step. I am just applying product. So now that I've got my product applied to my bottom section, I'm going to apply the product the same way to this section. So I'll be back when I'm sitting down and actually gonna start styling my hair. Then we'll talk about the last few things I've learned and if I'm gonna continue, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to let down my back section and I'm going to part it off and then just work on defining my curls. So another thing I learned about this method, it's like going natural all over again. If you were one of the naturals, I've been natural since 2011, and there wasn't a lot of information out there. There was hair forums like Hair Lista, Long Hair Care Forum. I don't know if Lipstick Alley was around back then because I wasn't on it, but I was on a few hair care forums. A lot of people were not really had a lot of information about being natural. Like, it really had just started becoming a thing. So there wasn't a lot of information out there. So it took a lot of trial and error, and it took a lot of time to figure out what I wanted to do with my hair, because I had no idea. Like, I had never been natural before. So I find that with this method, it almost feels like I'm starting over from the beginning. I'm relearning things. I'm spending hours going over information, hours learning content, not content, but hours learning methods, looking into products, buying new products. And these products are not cheap. They're actually pretty pricey. However, they're amazing. Like, you really get what you pay for when it comes to products. You have to relearn a lot of things. Like, you have to learn how your hair feels without the coating of oils and butters. You have to learn how your hair feels when it's completely saturated with water versus product. It's a lot to learn. And if you're not in See Some Curls, and if you haven't watched the book, read the book, Wash Your Damn Hair, which is not out yet. And if you also haven't partnered with the stylist who's trained in this method, it will be harder for you to really learn and understand this method. There are a few YouTubers out there who I follow who really know what they're talking about. Fo is one of them, and you could always look to them. But if you're gonna try this, you've gotta fully commit. Like, you gotta buy the products they recommend. You gotta see a stylist that knows this method if you can. And you have to really invest the time into learning this new way of caring for your hair. Also, depending on where you live, these products might not be the most easily available. I live in America. I have Amazon Prime. There's an Ulta close by. So depending on where you live, it might be harder to get your hands on these products as well. So if I'm running into any tangle, I'm just working the product through my ends first and then taking it from there. I really should be pulling it apart piece by piece, but I don't have the time for that right now. Also, style your hair the way you want it to lay. Like, I know I want this back section to lay towards the back of my head, so I'm going to rake and smooth and define it towards the back of my head. So another thing I've learned about this method is dryness is a feeling, and it's not really measured in the state of your hair. Like, there's been so many times throughout this method where my hair looked dry. It looked frizzy. It looked like it was due for a wash, which it probably was, but it wasn't dry. It was just frizzy. So what I'm trying to say is that dryness isn't based on how your hair looks. It's based on how your hair feels. And that's something that that's something I didn't have to learn because I never really knew it. I guess it was something I had to wrap my brain around, that dryness isn't dependent on frizz. Like, if my hair is frizzy, it might not be dry. It might just be frizzy. Maybe the water got to it or it was humid or something, but maybe it's not dry. So again, I want this part to fall towards the back, so I'm going to style it towards the back. So I will say the Last thing that I've learned about this method before I go sit under the dryer is that this method is, I have to see my hair to get the appropriate look. Like, I know I can feel what my hair is doing, but seeing my hair really helps me get the look that I am going for. Okay, so this is the finished result. I'm gonna go sit under the dryer. I'll probably be back at the end of the day with my wrap up, like ending thing. So, hey y'all. So it is around 7:40 at night. Gabby is down for the night. Kyle went to go get us some food, and I'm here trying to finish this video. So I think the only thing I had left to talk about was if I'm going to continue with the method. And yes and no, I'm going to continue. I think I'm going to add things from my old regimen to this new regimen and really Frankenstein it to make it work for me. Like, the shampoo conditioning step I really like, and the styling step I think I might change. Just I've been missing wearing twist, honestly. So I think I'm gonna start wearing some twist again, just for maybe a few days in the week, and then take the twist out towards the end of the week. Just give me a little bit of a break from my hair, because I've been wearing my hair out for a while and I don't usually wear my hair out this often. No, I don't think I'll go back to using raw oils and raw butters per se. I was never really using them in the beginning, so I don't see myself using something I wasn't using anyway. And I do also plan on adding Ayurvedic herbs back into my regimen. I think one of the things I'm going to do is deep condition, and I'll deep condition when I clarify, so maybe I'll mix up some herbs and add them to my deep conditioner then. But I miss my herbs, I miss mixing stuff. It's in my bones, I miss it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for hanging out with me as I wash my hair yet again. If you have any ideas of any video ideas or anything you want to see from me related to hair, let me know. I was thinking about a review of the 30-day hair detox products that I bought. But I don't know, let me know. Any mom ideas either. I got some cool mom ideas coming that I want to get recorded for pumping moms, nursing moms, just moms that are in like the young toddler years, because that's where I am. That's all I can talk about. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks again for hanging out with me. I hope I don't look too tired in this video, but I'm exhausted. I am going to eat when my husband gets home. I'm actually going to finish editing some videos, then I'm going to eat when my husband gets home, go straight to bed. So, good night, y'all.